What is going on, my fellow YouTuberinians? My name is Grunt, and today we are back on some MX versus ATV All Out. Now, this video will be the first episode in a little series that I am doing, which is going to be how to tune your bikes properly. I'm talking every single bike in this entire game. I will figure out a way to tune it so that they are race ready. So we're going to be starting out in this episode with the two strokes. I'm talking the 125 and also the 250cc. So let's get it started with the 125cc. First up, I just need to make this very clear. You need your bikes fully upgraded. This will not work on any single tune that I ever make unless your bike is fully upgraded. But now that that is out of the way, let's jump right into the tune. And the first thing that is going to be needed are the tires to be pushed all the way to the right. So this is still an arcade sim, so we can abuse that little arcade side that it does have, and we can get that infinite grip from the tires. Now, the next thing, and probably the biggest thing, is the suspension. A lot of people have their tunes pushed all the way to the right. That is not true for the suspension. You need it pushed to the left. It doesn't matter if you do Supercross or Nationals, pushing it to the left will help you out immensely. So for the 125, it is a light bike, and I did want to kind of keep that lightness to it. So I decided to go one notch from all the way to the left. This will allow the bike to stay on the ground better. It will seem heavier, and it just seems a lot faster and able to take corners better because the suspension is now properly tuned. Now let's go to the Sprocket. The 125 has a tendency to hit the rev limiter whenever you're going around a corner or trying to take something sharp. So I decided I wanted to fix that, and I tuned the Sprocket one tick from all the way to the right, but then an extra quarter to the right. So you can just look at the screen. I'm not very good at like describing how I do that, but you can just see it on the screen how I tuned it and then just copy it that way. Now for the engine and clutch, I kept those all the way to the right so I could get the maximum power out of this bike. Now the 125 was very easy to tune, and I think it's also very easy to use. If you haven't used the two strokes at all in this game, I can understand because they have been very hard to control with tunes being the way that they are. But with this tune, I am telling you right now, it is like riding an entirely new bike. This is insane how much it improves your gameplay, how much it improves your performance. Now I tested all these tunes in first person, and I had a couple of my buddies test them in third person, and they absolutely loved them. They are now ripping around the track. We are getting podiums almost every single time that we race online against anybody, and it's absolutely insane. You can too if you just tune your bike properly. No more pancaking, no more just getting stuck on a corner or whatever, or just falling over because of that stiff suspension. With this soft suspension, like I said, it does work for Supercross and Nationals, so no more having to swap tunes or anything like that. This is a great all-around tune that will lead you to victory. It has led me to victory for the past 2 weeks. That's how long it has been since I've first started to work on these different tunes or whatever, and I finally fine-tuned a lot of them, so now I'm releasing the videos for them. But that's about it for the 125. It is a fantastic bike. Definitely start using it a bit more in Nationals and Supercross if you get this tune, because you'll really love it. But let's move on to the 250cc. This 250cc, let's be honest, it was a nightmare to drive. The wheelies that you would be pulling on it and the lack of control that you had really just ruined this bike. But with this tune, you finally do regain control. I am talking able to race with it and actually beat 450s. So the tires you want all the way to the right. Suspension you want all the way down to the left, because this thing needs as much help as it can get to tame that wheelie. Now brakes, that's a personal thing. I have it all the way down to the left. I don't like hitting a brick wall whenever I try to brake. And for the Sprocket, basically the same place as the 125. And for engine and clutch, same thing as the 125, all the way to the right. Now it's very hard to show how these tunes perform with a video, but this is something that you definitely should try out and feel for yourself, and you will feel a difference. It is like riding a brand new bike with the way that it feels. It is a lot heavier. It is a lot easier to control. Now, the problem with the 250, there still are a couple problems. One, there's a major glitch where if you start to wheelie and you also turn a little bit, then you may end up doing a slip and slide effect where your back tire loses all control. You start gaining speed and you can't steer or do anything, and then you crash. This is still a problem, and it does happen a little bit on the 250, so you need to make sure that you're leaning forward as much as possible whenever you can to tame that wheelie so it doesn't happen. It has happened to me multiple times, and no matter what I did, I could not get it to be tuned out of it. So just be wary of that. There are like a couple of other little issues with the 250, but those will be ironed out in a later patch. But that's about it for this video, this little episode of the tuning guide that I hope you guys enjoyed. It will drastically improve your performance. I'm guaranteeing it right now. Now, if you want to figure out how to do this type of wheelie, the slow little 360 wheelie, definitely check out my most recent video, which will be in the description below. And I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Peace.